Well, here we are, Northern and Beyond. Welcome to Jesse and Levi. Thanks for joining us. We're really excited to have you today to talk about, sounds like a bunch of different things. And this is our first episode with two guests. And do one of you want to let me know why we have two guests instead of one today? How do you guys know each other?
We're brothers.
Brothers.
Blood brothers.
Blood brothers.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. It's great to have the first blood brothers on the team here, or on the podcast here on Northern and Beyond. So we'll start with you, Levi. Levi, can you tell us just a little bit about what you're studying? Give a quick introduction of what you're up to here at MSU Northern.
Yeah, so I'm in my junior year of health and physical education major, and just been doing practicum, which is going into the school and kind of getting some hours observing and looking at if this is something I want to, pursue for my career. And then I also get to play football here. I play tight end. I was a receiver last year, but tight end is where they put me again, so I'll be down in the trenches.
Nice.
Pretty fun.
Yeah, cool. Very cool. And Jesse, let's introduce yourself to the audience here.
Yeah, I'm Jesse Keltner. I'm studying business administration, and I play basketball here at Northern. So
great. And where are both of you from? Where do you call home?
We're from Anacortes, Washington. It's a small island town up on Fidalgo Island in the northwest corner of Washington.
Very cool. I was doing some Google mapping before the podcast started. It's up there. It looks like a very awesome place. Is it really scenic? Is it, people vacation there, or is it not quite a tourist town? It's got its own vibe.
It's very scenic. There's a lot of tourists.
Oh yeah.
Especially once it gets nicer.
And they come up there to fish, to sightsee, is there whale watching up there?
Yes, there's a lot. All the aquatic events they're pretty popular out there. So
very cool.
Yeah.
And so, growing up in Anacortes, did I say that right?
Yep.
Anacortes, Washington. Did you both know, hey, we're going to go to school together, we're going to go to college together, it's going to be great, we're both going to play our respective sports? Or how did you come to that decision to attend MSU Northern? Walk me through that a little bit.
It was actually kind of like divine intervention, because Jesse was at junior college, and the coach here highly recruits that little northwest corner up near. He went to Everett Community College.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then wasn't really working out. Was there for 2 years. Got recruited here. Had to figure out his grades, and then one day he's walking around campus, and it's in 2019, and they're like, the football coaches come up and say, "Do you play football?" And he says, "No, but my brother does." And so a couple months later, I get a visit, and then here I am.
Just like that.
Just like that.
And so, not twins, different ages?
Yeah, I'm 25, he's 23.
Got it. Okay.
Yep.
So who led the way to Northern? You led the way.
Yeah, so I made my way out here in January of 2019, and he followed me out in May of 2019.
Okay. And you play basketball, Jesse,
Yep.
and Levi, you're football. Now, did you both play both in high school?
Yes, we did.
You both played football.
I didn't
and
play basketball.
Oh, you didn't play
No.
basketball.
Because I was a
Both
late
sports.
bloomer.
Oh,
yeah.
Got it.
So
Okay.
I grew kind of late.
Is that right? Yeah, I'm still waiting for my. No, that's awesome. So came out here to play football, and was that the primary reason, athletics, to come to MSU Northern?
Mainly, yes.
Yeah.
It was also very convenient for academically, because I was struggling with my academics at my junior college, and Northern really helped me get back on track, and it was just a great fit for that too.
Yeah, talk about how they did that. Because a lot of students, transfer around. I think that's much more common today than it was even a decade ago, to transfer schools, transfer from universities, and of course at junior college, for some people the end goal is to head to a 4-year school. But talk to me about that transfer process and why you just mentioned I was struggling over here academically, but then MSU Northern was a good fit.
Well, at Everett Community College, there's about 10,000 students that are studying either online or in class over there. So the teacher relationship is very limited. I was in class. I was in a couple face-to-face classes and then a couple online classes, and I just didn't get the connection I got that I had here at Northern. the classes are just a lot smaller. It's easier to get connected with my teachers. They're very helpful, and they take time out of their day to work with students, and it was just really convenient. So
Very cool. Very cool. How has the transition been from sort of, because were you able to commute from home?
Yeah.
So how was that transition going to a university or junior college where, you could live at home, you had the benefits of that, and then coming to Havre, Montana? What was that transition like?
Yeah, it was a big transition. It was nice because the campus here is everything's within walking distance. Back home, Everett is a bigger city, so there's a lot more driving needs.
Mm-hmm.
Being out here with the community that helps makes it easy just living in the dorms to get everything you need with the cafeteria right there. You can just not even need a car. We had a bike the first year we were out here, and
Nice.
we managed.
The bike did the trick. Levi, talk to me a little bit about coming here when your brother had already been here for a year or two.
So I actually have a kind of a crazy story. I was at College of Idaho right out of high school in 2015, and it didn't feel like a family. It didn't feel like inviting. I was just kind of wasting away doing the college thing, partying, whatever it might be. So that's when I took that couple-year break to kind of figure my life out while he's at, community college. So I was able to watch him play basketball there, and then had this opportunity to come to Northern and just welcomed with open arms. Just completely a whole different experience than the first place I had been, where I had to go scrap and claw for all my resources and everything. And here, I get here and they're like, oh, here, financial aid, they'll help you here, you got a tutor, blah, blah, blah. There's just so many more opportunities for that in the family dynamic.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, it's, of course, with
Literally, right?
Literally,
Yeah, literally,
but then
that's
also
the only way.
figuratively, because I know the chancellor, like, on a name basis, first name basis, we talk
Yeah.
all the time, and it's just awesome. Like, it's not like this, big wig,
Right.
but it's like
Yeah.
just
What kind
one
of things do you talk
friends.
about? All sorts of things?
Yeah, all sorts of things. He likes hearing.
Confidential,
Yeah, he
that's
likes
okay,
hearing
too.
about the football coaches.
Okay.
So I'm his inside scoop for that.
Oh,
He's
got
like,
it.
from
So
the player
The
perspective.
football coaches, if you're listening, Levi is the mole. Yep.
whatever.
That's really great. And talk to me about what it felt like arriving into Havre for the first time for both of you, and did you come here on a campus visit first? Because a lot of people, and we've talked about Havre a lot on this podcast, but a lot of people find, a little bit intimidating at first, but then warm right up to it. What were your experiences?
Well, I came out in January of 2019, so it was cold. I think the first year I was here was like under zero for a month or something like that.
That's cold.
And it was something I was not used to, but just with the people, it made it a lot easier and the sport I play, I guess, influenced it, because basketball, you're in the gym a lot. You spend a lot of time inside, but it also is just so much easier to spend time inside when you have nice people that you're hanging out with or focused on school, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it was definitely a change, but it was a good change. So
Levi?
Coming from the ocean and green to the flat plains, it's just completely different, but it's a beauty in itself, right? They're different. You get the big sky here, and you get just rolling hills where you can see for miles and miles, and back home it's like trees and ocean. So it's kind of crazy, that very drastic change.
Yeah, you didn't necessarily grow up on a literal island,
Yeah.
but there might have been. Did you ever feel some of that island fever where there's really only one direction to go other than by ferry?
Mm-hmm.
Via road to the mainland is sort of southeast,
Yeah.
of your hometown. But here it feels like, you can go on forever.
Yeah,
up here.
exactly. It takes you 4 hours to get anywhere.
Right.
Or all of our, opponents are at least 4 hours away.
For athletics. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about the PE program, Levi, and how that's going for you. What does a career look like for you?
Well, right now I'm really enjoying the secondary education, high school level, and that's where I was this last semester working with Mr. Gatch at the Havre High School. And it was just a great experience. I mean, naturally, kids are drawn to me, and I just want to be young, continue to stay young, and they kind of make you feel young. So I really enjoy that aspect of it. And then just bringing up, like, these kids to know that, like, being outside is good. And beyond sitting on your tablet or whatever. You see that everywhere. Kids these days are completely tuned into social media and tuned into their video games or whatever it might be. Me and Jesse, our whole family, we had screen time tokens when we were younger. So like you only had hour and a half inside playing screen time, and then the rest of it is creative.
Yeah.
And I just want to bring that back, that creativity that is like so important for humans,
Yeah. Have you been able to see that in students that you're working with at Havre High School, where you sort of get them outside and remove them from the screen, and then sort of a light bulb comes on, and what has that felt like when you do see
totally that? And even just in my life, like when you get outside and are able to spend time in the sun and spend time moving around and whatnot, like you feel more accomplished, and you start to, your drive to be the best you. We're made to do that. I think we're supposed to be outside and supposed to be enjoying it, whether it's -30 and we're building snowmen, or because it does get
kind of cold.
It does get cold.
Yeah. And are you thinking after graduation for both of you sticking around Montana? I mean, you both grew up in Washington. Are you thinking about going back there? How does that look as you're approaching your senior year? Is it just too early? Jesse, what are your thoughts?
I personally would love to go to more of a city. I like the activities and just action that is involved with that. A lot of people. So I would like to go. I mean, I would love to stay on the West Coast, but it's kind of too early to decide.
Sure. Yeah, it kind of sounds like Havre was a really good fit for this specific time in your life.
It was.
It may not be the next 20 years. It may not have been the first 20 years, but at this stage in your life, it was the piece of the life puzzle that you needed to say, all right, I'm going to finish, I'm going to play some sports, find a family here on campus, literally and figuratively, and then it'll prepare me, for that next launch.
Yes, definitely.
Cool. And you're studying business administration.
Yeah.
Is there a piece of business that you're particularly interested, or a class that's gotten you, kind of a light bulb going off? This would be kind of neat to pursue more.
Well, I originally went into business because my big dream was to own hotels, and that still is one of my goals. Like I would love to do that, and I mean, you don't just go buy a hotel. It's pretty. The process is a lot different than I imagined when I was younger. But so that's kind of my plan, to go get into a business, hospitality, something like that, and just climb the ladder. Or if there's opportunities arise, take advantage and see where that takes me.
Get your foot in the door
Yeah,
somewhere and
definitely.
work your way up.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's great. That's really cool. Levi, thoughts on location after graduation, or are you location agnostic? Doesn't matter.
I don't mind at all.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool because, like you were saying about like this point in time in our lives, I came here and found a fiance. So I was able to
congratulations!
get-
Look at that.
So she plays volleyball, and that's probably the plan, to follow her to her PT school. So
Cool.
Probably in Idaho right now. That's our number one.
Something around there.
Yeah.
Life takes you all sorts of places,
it's
but
crazy.
this place, that's very exciting. Is she from Montana? Is she from Idaho?
Originally Chinook, and then Big Fork for a couple years.
Cool.
Yeah, played volleyball here.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that life happens, and look at that. It's
crazy.
happening in real time. This is great. What if somebody from Washington was at a junior college, or took a couple years off of school, because you both didn't come right here straight out of high school, right? You spent a couple years doing other things. What would you say to them if they say, I don't know, 4-year degree, I'm just not sure, maybe I'll pick up a job, or Montana seems far, Havre seems cold. What would you say to somebody who's having these thoughts and isn't quite sure if Havre is for them or if even university is for them?
Yeah. Well, I had that little blip there for 3 years of like, oh, I'm just gonna work and figure it out, and like, do you really want to settle, or like go for shoot for the stars? And that's essentially what it came down to. It's like, this is a great opportunity. This place really wants you to succeed as much as you want to succeed. There's been times where I've been, depressed, whatever, in my room. We had quarantine, early on in COVID and just things like that. And there's all these resources, people bringing food to your door, people,
Really?
Emailing you. I got random texts throughout the semester, like, how are you doing? Do you need a tutor? And just like things that you wouldn't expect, but they push you forward in that. Because, we ain't got all the answers. We don't have everything together.
Right.
But the people around you in this community really help you.
Yeah, well, that's a great response.
Yeah.
And it's not exactly what we saw for our futures. It wasn't exactly what we planned, but through however it worked out, we managed to really grow and learn a lot from the people that were in this community, our teachers, our coaches, and we grew in our relationship, our friendship, our just livelihood, and it's really helped us. And like you said, it's not gonna be like this forever. It's not supposed to be like this forever. It's just 4 years of our life that we're supposed to learn and grow, and this place has really helped us to do that. So
that's great. Any advice for siblings who are looking at attending the same university? Would you say, oh, great idea, or say, no way, don't ever go to the same school as your sibling?
I think it just started from our relationship when we were young. Our parents really emphasize having good relationships between our siblings. We have 3 sisters, and we're all close with them. I'd say they're our best friends, and he's my best friend. So it started at a great spot, and it's just continued to get better. So yeah, if it's working well, but the relationship,
if you get along,
if you already work
right.
together, then it's awesome, and it'll
Yeah.
only get better. But I mean, it's always nice to be around family.
Older sisters, younger sisters?
One older, 2 younger.
One older, 2 younger. Got it. And where are they? What are they up to?
One's about to graduate with her doctorate from Wazoo, and the other 2, one's playing volleyball in Iowa at a community college. The other one's at Gordon playing volleyball and studying there.
Cool.
In
So an athletic family.
Yes.
Clearly.
All graduate or will hopefully all graduate with athletic.
Wow. Yeah, that's really cool.
And through athletics.
That's really great. And so balancing athletics and academics, I know that's always one of the tricks, and it's do you find that athletics helps your academics, hurts your academics, independent or indifferent? Sometimes being on a schedule can be beneficial. Have you both experienced that, or what would you?
For me, it's a sense of motivation because you have to be academically eligible to play, and school has never been my strong suit. It's never been something I've really wanted to do. So just having that accountability through my sport has really helped me pursue it and do it.
Focus. So. It's almost that incentive. Okay, well, I need to do good here so that I can play in the
I'm
game.
naturally athletic. I'm not naturally school oriented, so I have to.
There you go. It's a great motivator.
Yep.
Levi?
I would say 18 to 25-year-old men need structure. And this is a great way to do it, is to, get some money for playing sports, and then also keeps you busy. I like to be doing something all day, and whether it be working out or working on homework. It's nice to have that structure and have something to do, and have guys to hold you accountable, and your teammates and your coaches.
Yeah.
So you can learn a lot of different things from those guys.
Yeah. Before we sign off, what's been sort of one of your career highlights so far at MSU Northern on the basketball team, Jesse, with athletics? Or one of your favorite moments as being part of the team?
I guess we've been a pretty consistent team, and every year it's just awesome how we go to postseason and play well in postseason. We haven't made it exactly as far as we could have, but it's always the best time of the year at the end of the season when you're still playing and beating teams that you get a shutout or they're not playing anymore after the loss. So,
right, when it's one and done and you send them home.
That's always fun, but it's just a great time out here, especially when it starts getting nicer too.
Yeah.
It's always nice.
Yeah, spring is kind of in the air.
Yep.
Yesterday was
Yeah.
T-shirt. I'm like, here we go.
Exactly.
Yeah, very nice.
Makes it a lot better after a cold winter to have a nice
absolutely.
warm spring. So,
Levi, how about on the football side of things?
We beat Eastern Oregon this past fall.
Oh, wow.
It was our first conference win in like 5 seasons or something like that, or 4 seasons.
Whoa,
so
that's awesome.
For the community, that would be the biggest one. For me personally, I scored in 2019 against Rocky. That was my first college touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
There's many more to come, hopefully. But
That's got to be exciting, though. That's super fun.
Yeah.
Before we sign off here, anything I didn't ask you that you wanted me to ask you in terms of like things on campus that you're up to, activities that you're involved in? I know, Levi, we talked a little bit before the podcast started about some of the organizations you're a part of. You want to talk about those at all?
Yeah, just I think that there's a huge, stigma on Northern being this place where everybody, it's just like meh, just kind of mediocre. But you make it what it is, and it's all about your perspective and how you approach, these 4 years of life and getting your college degree. Because you go down to the Milk River, jump in the Milk River with the rope swing during the summer. There's so many things here and there, just little things, going out to the gun range and shooting, just things that you don't get to do if you're in the big city or whatever. And it's just really cool to have those opportunities. And there's a lot more that I want to do, fishing, things like that just
right.
I don't get to do as a city slicker.
Right. You can certainly do it out here in Havre.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think that's great. That was a tough one. Sorry. I'll rephrase it maybe in post.
That's good.
But Jesse, Levi, thank you so much for joining us today on Northern and Beyond. We really appreciate it. If folks have questions, we might just sort of leave some contact info for the admissions office, and if they have questions, maybe they can get in touch with you that way about either the football team or the basketball team. So thank you both. Or, of course, the PE program or the business management program.
definitely.
So thank you both.
Thank you.
Yeah, go Lights.
For listening to this episode of Northern and Beyond. If you have any questions about getting started at MSU Northern, feel free to contact our admissions office by visiting msun.edu. You can talk with guests, professors, and schedule your campus visit. We know the college search process can be complicated. We're here to provide clarity. So come visit our campus, talk with our team, and experience the remarkable programs happening on Montana's Highline.